Welcome to Planning Your Future. I'm Dan Surprenant. This is the only show that gives you the tools that you need to plan your future and get your ducks in a row. So welcome everyone, I'm Dan Surprenant of Surprenant and Benesky, and I'm here with Eva Marie Fay of the residence at Cedar Dell. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Dan, for having me.
So what is the residence at Cedar Dell?
So the residence at Cedar Dell is independent assisted living and memory care in a community setting. We offer services and amenities to our residents such as housekeeping, laundry, meals, transportation, and then can add care onto that as well for residents that need either assisted living or memory care.
So it's commonly referred to as assisted living.
Correct.
But you also have independent living as well?
We do. Some residents that are independent just like to be there for the peace of mind knowing that staff is available should they have an emergency. But they also like to downsize from their home. They have their own apartment with a kitchenette, a living room, a bedroom, bathroom, and they have access to the meals, housekeeping, transportation. It's just a little bit easier than owning your own home.
Sounds like a lot easier.
Yes.
So today's show is really on assisted living, and this is a very good one. So I'm happy to have you here today. I have a lot of clients who aren't yet ready for a nursing home, hope that they won't be ever, but need some assistance. Maybe are not safe living at home. So assisted living can be a great middle step. Absolutely. And I just find that a lot of people blur the distinction between what a nursing home is and what an assisted living is and what an independent living is. So how are you different than a nursing home?
So there's two kind of main differences between nursing home and assisted living. One is aesthetically and the other is care level. Mm-hmm. So in terms of aesthetics, in a nursing home setting, it's more of a room. You may share it with another individual, and it's more of just like a bed, and it's a small room. Whereas assisted living, it's a community.
That's the first one's the nursing home.
Correct.
What's your place?
In assisted living, it's a community setting. It's an apartment-style complex. So we have 61 apartments for independent and assisted residents. So they have their own apartment key, and like I said, they have their own bedroom. They have their own bathroom, kitchenette area, separate from anyone else.
Right. So it's not like a hospital room, it's like your own apartment your own
correct.
Place.
Yep.
And as you know, I've been, you gave me a tour of
yes.
The Cedar, I still call it the Cedars. Can I call it the Cedars?
Sure.
A couple months ago, I had been there many times before, but you're doing great things in your organization. It's a beautiful place.
Thank you.
A lot of assisted livings like yours seem like really nice hotels.
Yes,
Just the look
we get
of
that a lot.
Yeah, the rugs and the furniture and the chandeliers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a beautiful place to live, and that, like you said, with the aesthetics, that's what sets it apart for a lot of people than the nursing home.
Yeah, and care level, we do provide personal care assistance and medication management to our residents, but it is a step down from a nursing home. So we are able to assist with dressing, bathing, grooming, toileting, escorting, transferring, any type of hands-on assistance for about an hour a day. And medication management.
Activities of daily living?
Activities of daily living, that is correct, yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you can help with all that stuff. That's the assisted part.
Yes.
Okay. So we've probably covered half of these questions that I have here, but cost. People want to know the cost.
Yes. So assisted living, I would say, averages about $5,000 a month. And communities are different. Some are a la carte and some are all-inclusive. Mm-hmm. My community personally is all-inclusive, meaning that our pricing per month includes care and medication management. Some communities may be a la carte where they have a baseline price, and then from there, depending on the assessment, we'll add care in. So at my community, what we provide for our assisted living residents is an hour of personal care assistance up to and medication management. And then if they need more care, they could always add some later. But up to that full hour is what we provide.
I imagine consumers have to be careful of the a la carte, which is not a bad way to go. You just have to know what you're getting into as far as what needs you'll have and what that menu of items will add up to.
Right.
In your place, it's more of a...
Yeah, it's kind of like everything's included. The only added cost our residents ever see is TV and phone if they want to have cable in their apartment, and then our hairdresser on site. So if they want to get a nice perm or an updo, then that's an added cost as well, but care level.
And of course, I would imagine your costs depend on need, like an Alzheimer's patient would be higher than someone with more minimal needs.
Right, yep.
It depends on the level of Alzheimer's, I would imagine.
Yes, so in our memory care community, we provide up to 2 hours of care per day and administration of medications by nurses, which is a little bit different than in the assisted side.
How many beds do you have in the memory care?
We have 17 apartments in memory care. Those are all studios with one shared, whereas in assisted living, we have 61 apartments, a combination of studios, 1 bedrooms, or 2 bedrooms.
So how is the assisted living side or department different than the regular?
So the assisted living, it's a much...
I'm not sure I said that. How's the memory unit different than the regular side?
So I refer to our memory care almost as a community within a community, because our memory care residents have their own dining room, they have their own living room, their own courtyard, and their own apartments in a much smaller scale version of what our assisted living residents have. So it's a lot more one-on-one care for someone with dementia. They're involved in a lot more group activities throughout the day. It's more structured, a little bit more care level-wise.
Keep them active with
Absolutely.
Repetitive activity.
Yeah. We do activities in the morning starting at 9 o'clock and then end in the evening around 6 o'clock when we start gearing up for nighttime care and getting ready for bed. So.
What types of activities will your residents take part in, memory care or the other section?
So our memory care residents do have their own full-time activities assistant and program director. So there's 2 different calendars, but we do integrate our reflections residents into the larger community. So some community-wide activities we do weekly would be musical entertainment, which we do every Friday. We also do weekly Catholic Mass for our residents. We were originally built by the diocese, so we have a large Catholic population. We do also do non-denominational service as well, but we do a lot of art classes. We do fitness hour every morning. We do have an on-site gym, so we do some matter of balance classes there through care tenders. We do walking club we just started a couple months ago. Today's a good day for it. But there's a lot of different programs. We do outings on top of that too once a week, so we have transportation. Today we went to Silverbrook Farm and Acushnet, so a lot of different things.
So people stay busy.
Absolutely.
I always, it's the social side that really gets clients excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, they may need some assistance, but more than that, they're getting lonely and they're getting a little bit isolated sometimes at home. And that social, for people who are social, that social interaction is key. It
is, and when families come to tour, or even a resident themselves, the 2 biggest things that they mention to me is socialization and nutrition. Because if someone's living alone and they aren't cooking so much anymore, and it's just they don't have the nutrition aspect or the socialization at home, so that's 2 big pieces. Yeah.
Does insurance pay for assisted living?
So assisted living is primarily private pay. However, there are insurances that can help. So long-term care insurance, depending on the policy, will help. Some are 3 to 5 years. I have some residents that have a lifetime policy, so it just depends on the program that they had signed up for. There's usually an elimination period, meaning that they would have had to have been in our community for 60 days or so before it kicks in. But they can pay, depending on the policy, up to life benefit for a certain amount per day. Which is really good. Veteran benefits, almost all of our residents, either a veteran themselves or a surviving spouse, are eligible for a veteran benefit. That's based mostly on military history.
Does your facility help them with the application for that?
Yeah, so what we do, we have some information that we give to the residents. They generally call in. I have been the one to help with long-term care insurance. Veteran benefit I can be in contact with, and they generally give me the amount that the resident's going to receive, but no money comes to the community. It all goes to the resident, and then they come and pay us.
Right, they get the check and then they pay their bills, which is the assisted living.
Yeah, and we do have some subsidized options too, which for a resident that comes in private pay and may not have private pay funds for life, as long as their income meets the right guidelines, then we can get them on that subsidized.
So the GAFC beds mostly offered to people who have been with you.
Correct.
And run out of money, I suppose.
Right, yeah.
Or are close to it.
Yeah.
That's a good program for people who don't know it. It's a community mass health program, and not every place has those beds, and it's common that they're offered to residents so they don't run out of money or don't run out as quickly. We talked, I think, about how you're different than a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
Is additional care available for my loved one if needed?
There is. So besides what we provide a baseline, there are a couple of options for added care. If someone was maybe in a rehab for a couple of weeks and came back to us, we do have on-site physical and occupational therapy in-house. And that would be something that is covered by Medicare because assisted living is that resident's home. It's a home care benefit. Same with skilled nursing, so we can have outside skilled nursing agencies come in to do any type of skilled nursing needs for our residents. And we also have some in-home care agencies that come in to provide either companionship, do some like outings with the residents, something like that. So that's also available. And then we do, if a resident is with us, our goal is to have them there through the end of life. And we have had residents that have hospice services come in as well. So,
if you haven't checked out hospice services, you should. Sooner than later. I think the biggest challenge is getting people to sign up for that early enough. People wait too long, but it's a great service.
It is.
In the right stage of life. Are there short-term stays offered in assisted living?
There are. So we call our short-term stays respite stay. And there's two common reasons that people use respite. One is if a caregiver might be going on vacation or just need a break. And they need someone to take care of their loved one, they can come into the community. And then the other one would be someone that might be thinking about assisted living but not ready to commit fully. So we can do, we've had 2-week respite stays. We generally recommend 30 days, but we can certainly do 2 weeks. And it's just a little trial of what our community can offer. We've also had some people that may be at short-term rehab, still want to go home but not quite ready to go home yet and be returned to that fully independent level, and they come to us on an in-between basis. So respite's a really good solution for any 3 of those needs, and a lot of our respite stays we do see that if it is someone trying us or trying a community for the first time, that they like the socialization like you had said, and sometimes they do turn into permanent residency.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes son or daughter, mostly daughter, is caring for mom or dad at home, and they just need to go on vacation or take care of something.
Yep.
And you can take them on mom or dad on a short-term basis, and they may fall in love with the place and want to stay, or at least know that when the time comes they have a home.
Absolutely.
With good food and
great food.
Great activities. And so what's the process? I want to move into assisted living.
Sure. I definitely encourage a tour of more than one community. I mean, we're all a little bit different, so definitely touring the communities that are a right fit, whether it's location or needs-based, but tour is a good first step. In order to get someone into assisted living, at least at my community, it's a pretty simple process. It can go pretty quick. We do a medical assessment that our nurse completes. We could either go to the home of the resident, or the resident can come into our community. And we just need some paperwork from the primary care physician. And then once we complete those 2 steps, then we can move as quickly or as slowly as the family would like. Sometimes in a situation where a resident comes from a hospital, I've recently had at the beginning of the month a family come in on Friday to tour. They moved furniture in on Monday, and Dad was with us on Tuesday. So we can move pretty quick if needed.
So if someone wants to take a tour or speak to you about this, how do they get in touch with you?
The best way to reach me is by phone or email. So my phone number is 508-636-0590. And my email is efey, and that's F-E-Y, @residencecedar.com.
Okay. And with any luck, we can put this on the screen
yes.
Before sending this out, so they'll have a chance to, or you can call our office and we'll give you their number, or any assisted living that you'd like to tour. So thanks for coming in and getting the information out. Appreciate it.